Well, good morning, YouTuber. Tell you what, if you're watching this as a replay, you're going to have to fast forward 11 minutes, somewhere in there. And as we get things ready to go here this morning, I am I'm under the weather. So deal with it. You'll be hearing me hack my lungs out a few times here. That's just the way it's going to be, I guess. Check. Mic test there. How's that sound? Well, see what we can do here before we get started. I got some swag I can give away here. Just to the YouTube. The two people that I see watching here. Hold on. Check this out. So all the years, I have a big box of swag back here. Unlike 40-Year-Old Virgin movie. If you guys have ever seen these here, this is pretty cool. This is back when Savage was cool. This is back when Ron Coburn used to come and he used to leave a whole bunch of stuff here. And it's brand new in box, Savage shooting glasses. It comes with 3 different lenses, as you can see. This one's kind of yellow lens. This one's blue lens, and the ones that are in them right now are kind of darker. So, shooting glasses, sunglasses, however you want to use them. Brand new, Savage Arms. There you go. Just for the YouTube folks. The first one to text me their address gets it. First one to text me your address. So you're going to have to know what my damn phone number is, you people watching on the tube. There you go. So there you go. I'll wait for that. I'll let you know who wins the safety glasses. You can use them for pretty much whatever you want. You got to text it to me on my phone, not on YouTube. Text it to me on my phone. I don't carry YouTube around when I go to the post office. Good grief, man. Plus, you're going to be down here next week anyway. Pretty good chance you're going to go through the box of swag and steal a whole bunch of stuff out of your own for yourself. Ouch. Oh, I'm under the weather, man. I am hopped up on cold medicine. And no, I don't have the Rona. Let's give old John Arman a call, see what he wants to talk about this morning. Let's see here. Where are we at? Turn that down. Johnny Ringo.
Morning.
Morning, John. How are you?
Good. Hopefully, I've been getting shittier and shitty signal down here, so let me know if I cut out, and I'll call one of the guys' phones.
Okay.
So, by chance, you know anybody that's got a good deer tracking dog?
Yeah. There was just something I saw online here. North Dakota deer tracking dogs that you could call them.
You really?
Marty Beard, possibly?
I wonder if he has a dog that...
There was a group on the on Facebook that I was invited to. Dog trackers. I mean, they actually go through with the game and fish and work with them. Where the heck did I see that?
Look on Facebook for North Dakota deer tracking dogs or something like that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it yet. You got one that you can't find, huh?
Well, Kurt hit one last night, and it looked like a perfect shot, but it might be just a skosh low.
Okay.
And the cover is, we found blood and stuff, but I mean, he's not pumping out, but he should be dead. But then we got coyotes out here, it's like, holy shit, and we were in the dark looking, and we found good blood. But as soon as we get off the phone here, we're going to go up and grid search it and try to find. My next dog is going to be trained just for this, because I said it doesn't happen very often, but boy, when you need him, they can save your bacon.
Yeah. North Dakota Tracking Dog Group is what it's called.
Okay.
ND Tracking Dog Group on Facebook.
Okay.
Is what it is. And go to those guys. They actually have a group together that kind of works with the law to be. Well, we're on YouTube, by the way.
All right. And that's, and the thing is too, is it's one of those things, everybody's dog is great. I want.
Yeah.
And I've hunted with dogs that are national champions that suck. So it's got to be something that not just dog is going to, traipse around. It's like when we were in Africa, those little dogs are freaking amazing.
So what happened? When did they change it? I know you guys had a little run-in with them years ago when you had that done. When did they change this rule?
They just changed it this year. And Game and Fish can argue with me all they want. At the time, there was no law against putting a dog on a leash and tracking a dead deer, because you're not pursuing them, you're not chasing them, you're not doing anything. And I had talked to wardens, and the warden said I was fine, but of course, you always get yourself into some kind of trouble. So that was the same time that the head warden tried to warn me about wanting waste because I let him lay overnight.
Yeah.
And that was when I just kind of like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. Well, I think
it's ND Deer Tracking Dogs. It's a group on Facebook.
ND Tracking Dog Group. ND Tracking Dog Group.
Yeah, they have a group that.
And I'm not sure where they're all around the state here, but I know they're kind of spread out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. And like I said, Marty, I don't think his dogs are, but like a blood dog is a blood dog.
Yeah, there you kind of broke up on me a little bit, John.
Okay, if I sit right here, am I good?
Yeah, you sound good there.
Okay, not gonna move.
Yeah.
I got to get up on our roof. Our booster must have got blown around.
All right, we're gonna go. Let's see here. We got 2.5 minutes. Stations 2.5 minutes.
So you all done with your haying and stuff?
Yeah, I'm just trying to haul it all in right now. Is what I'm trying to get done.
That's, excuse me, the part I'd hay, but I don't like picking up bales. I look at them and I just get discouraged. Too many of them.
Yeah. Well, evidently we're live on K-Fire 550 here, a little bit on the earlier side here, John. So we're gonna start the show at the regular time. But if you're already listening to it on K-Fire 550, thanks, John, for letting us know here, because I did not know. All right, so the news signal must not have played. John Arman, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. And if you're listening to us already on a couple of the stations here, we'll start the show officially in a minute and a half. But we could do the news, John, if K-Fire's news didn't play the news. I hear there's a big break-in, or not a break-in. They arrested some folks in South Bismarck for having too much of a spa going on down in Bismarck. You involved in any of that?
A spa? Are you serious?
Like a spa? Like doing some things on a massage that not supposed to be doing.
Oh my gosh!
South Bismarck. Go figure.
Yeah, there was one a while back like that.
That was
I don't know.
Same owners in Mandan. I just read the story this morning, so take it for what it's worth, I guess here. But
yeah, well, You never know nowadays. You got to be careful.
Well, you got to play.
I think there's actually, a matter of fact, I think somebody, I know someone, I'm not going to mention names, but I think someone right on their brochure says no happy endings because they don't want to be accused of anything.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I tell you what, if we are live on K-Fire, the rest of the stations, if you're listening in, we're going to start the show in 15 seconds. We're going to start it at the same time we always do here, John. So thanks for helping fill in the news. So we're going to do this, starting the show here shortly. Stand by. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good to have you along here this morning as we continue to talk the outdoors, North and South Dakota, on some of the best stations across the Dakota Territory. K-Fire 550, Bismarck, Mandan, KCJB in Minot, KLTC in Dickinson, KOLY in Mobridge, and KGFX in Pierce, South Dakota. And tell you what, if you hear my voice today, and if you hear me turn my microphone down, it's because I don't have the Rona, but I do have quite the late summer cold going on. So if you're watching me on the YouTube side of things here, in between breaks, if you see me sipping on the old whiskey bottle, there's a reason, because I'm trying to get rid of my cough. A few things going on around the areas in the next month here. The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame Golf Scramble is going to be at Bully Pulpit Golf Course. This is next Thursday, September 10th. Saturday, September 12th, the post-66 annual end of summer poker run. This is going to be, here's the routes here. Pastime in Hettinger, Wendy's and Bowman, Saloon number 3 in Buffalo, South Dakota. Then over to the Riva store, the KT in Bison, and Lemon Legion will finish up on that. The La Creek Precision Rifle Match in Martin, South Dakota, September 11th through the 13th. That's just right around the corner, too. Hey, the Prairie Dog Hunting Contest and Feed, September 25th and 26th at the Bison Bar. This is sponsored by West River Shrine Unit. Sign up 6 to 7:30, September 25th, the Calcutta at 8 o'clock. It's $100 per team, and it's two-person teams. Will be politically correct. McKenzie County Cowboy Association presents a Wild West weekend, the 2020 NDRA Championship Finals Rodeo, Friday, September 25th, and Saturday the 26th. It was great. The Slope County Fair this last weekend was the last NDRA Finals. That was a good time, too. 27th Annual Nodak Sportsman's Club and Lincoln Sportsman's Club Fishing Derby is coming up Saturday, September 26th. And the 91st Annual Convention and Trade Show for the North Dakota Stockmen's Association, October 8th through the 10th at the Ramkota in Bismarck. So there you go. Updated things. If you have any items of interest you would like mentioned on my program, you can text it to me, 701-425-6651, or email it, scott@ndsupernet.com. John Arman from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Good morning. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm under the weather, so if I start hacking my lungs out and turning the mic down, you can just fill in for me.
Nah, I put up I got my mask on, so I'm good with you. I don't have to worry about anything.
Are you one of those guys that drive around with a mask on in your vehicle?
When we were just talking about it the other day, seeing people run down the road in the middle of the country with a mask on. I can't even imagine. I can barely breathe with one on. I have to wear one at school.
Oh, that's right. You do, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as if we're 6 feet away, then we're fine. And, like you said, if people want to wear them, that's fine. I'm just not that guy that goes around. I had to go into Menards. I took my T-shirt and put it around my face going in there. And I said, I felt kind of cool because I felt like I probably did have my concealed weapon on me.
There you go.
And I had a bandana and I was going in a store. So I felt like I was kind of robbing a bank or something like that. So,
well, what do they say? If you rob a bank, you're out in 10 minutes, or you're out in 10 years. But if you take a loan, it's 30 years that you're liable to the bank. So maybe you're on the right path there.
Yeah, and then if you're a rioter and burning down buildings, you get bailed out the next day.
And you get paid to do it.
Yep.
Good grief with the country.
We won't even start on that one because it will be we'll be going down rabbit trails all day long.
Well, I tell you what, that's I think what did I say about this 5-6 years ago? I said something about, and we're going to see a civil war eventually. And it seems like it's getting closer and closer to that.
Well, you know what I think is going to happen, and I said this, and again, I'm not a politician or any, but I think, Trump's going to roll 2020, and it's going to set the left on fire, and we are going to have hellfire come in the United States. But at that point in time, I feel that Trump will send in the troops and send in the military or whatever he has to do, and it's going to be civil unrest for a little bit, hopefully. I hope these people just go away, but I've always said it's kind of funny that no matter what, even I just don't understand. Even the Ku Klux Klan and the white supremacists did not riot and protest when Obama was in there. So I just, like I said, if you want to protest, I'm all for it. That's your civil right to walk down a street and hold a sign. But when you start burning buildings down, then it's kind of sad that we've come to that point. But again, our world is that way. I was talking to someone about school the other day, and everything is kind of a mirror of what our culture is. So you cannot punish kids. You cannot, spank kids. You can't do this. You can't do that. You yell at your kid in public, you get arrested, or all this stuff. And I think the greatest meme out there was when they show the kid yelling at the parents in Walmart, and they said, "You ever wonder what happened to that kid?" And then they show him on the streets yelling at the cops. So it's that respect. You can protest, and I'm not a big history buff, but Martin Luther King, stood for peace, and when he protested, there was no burning and violence, and they weren't smashing cop cars and things like that. They did it peacefully, and they did a good job of it. And like I said, if people have problems, they can do it and follow the protocol without wrecking our country. So,
well, if it's one thing that the protests and riots have done, it is proven that the COVID thing is just a hoax for the most part. So about the whole 6 foot distance. But on the other hand, John, I know we could sit and we could talk deer. We only got a couple of minutes before our first break. So instead of that, I found a box. So guess what happened to my basement the other day when I came home from spending the weekend, my anniversary down in the Black Hills?
Your water heater broke and you had water all over.
Close. The little hose, that feeds your refrigerator water and ice machine.
Yeah, that broke?
That broke and then drained down in the basement where a lot of my hunting stuff was. But fortunately, it made me go through everything. And over the years, I've had like Savage and Remington, and I've had Smith & Wesson shooting prairie dogs. You've given me a box of, some scent-free stuff. And I collected all this stuff up, and I'm like, what a great thing to give away on the radio. And I'm still waiting here. I was trying to do it on YouTube, but nobody wanted a brand new pair of Savage Arms. We got safety glasses. The 3 different lenses, comes in a nice little box and the whole thing here. And I said the first person to text me their address on my phone, 701-425-6651, gets those. So I figured we can give some swag away today, John. How about that? We can do some of that.
Absolutely. Too. And I'll throw some stuff in too. I can give away some a base map subscription. They came out with a new feature, and I don't know if you've seen it, that hunt wind. I mean,
I have not seen that version yet. No.
So if you update it, it gives you can set your, like I just was where I was sitting last night. I pulled it up because I'd set it, and it shows you a scent cone, and it's actual like smoke or wind that flows. So it's, live, and it shows you which way the wind is. And there's a lot of places you sit, you think you need a northwest wind. Well, when you actually see what a northwest wind does, it's floating down into the trees. So you can set your perfect wind on there, and then you can pull it up, and you can move a slider for a 24-hour period. So you can watch that wind move, and it's a game changer as far as knowing what stand to sit in.
I'll tell you what, we're going to give that away when we come back here. The first one to text me, 701-425-6651 is my number. Text me your number or your address. We'll be back after these.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
This fall, Pfeiffer's has all of your land and equipment needs covered. Join Pfeiffer's auctioneers for the 15th annual Western Dakota Land Auction, October 20th through the 23rd, for 9 incredible land auctions with over 300 acres in Mound Trail, Dunn, Billings, Grant, Hettinger, Slope, and Perkins counties. Also, Pfeiffer's fall equipment auctions are plush with unbelievable equipment throughout the upper Midwest. Join Pfeiffer's for exceptional retirement auctions in Bowman, Steele, Hazleton, Fargo, and Gackle, North Dakota, Vergas, Minnesota, and Bison, South Dakota. Full details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down.
Welcome back, everybody. Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition continues. and music from Breaking 8. In fact, I saw Benny Paulson this weekend at the Slope County Fair. We have the longest continuous running fair in the nation in Amadon, North Dakota, and I was honored. I don't know, John Arman's with me here from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. John, you're used to the television side of things. I mean, you just have that face for TV, don't you?
Yeah.
You know? So Benny comes up to me, him and Kevin Holton and all those guys. You know, they have the Cowboy Chronicles that they have on RFD TV, and they came and filmed the Slope County Fair Rodeo, the NDRA and Slope Summer Circuit final qualifying rodeo. And there, Benny comes up and he's like, Scott, we got to get you on TV. We got to get an interview before, because I was the rodeo announcer for about like 5 years now here at Slope County. So I had my TV debut on RFD TV. When it's going to air, I don't know. They'll probably throw that on the editing floor. As they say, is that TV terminology? Cut it on the editing floor? Or they don't do that anymore?
You're talking to a guy that does his in his own shop and learned on YouTube, so I don't know a lot of the lingo. There's no, I got to edit it.
Well, I'll tell you what, our winners. Okay, so what did they win? They won the Savage Arms shooting glasses and or safety glasses, whatever. They're sunglasses, basically. They're really nice. The Tom Litt out of Bismarck. So, and you said also you're going to throw in a subscription, a base map for them.
Yep. A subscription to base map. That covers the whole. And like I said, it's legit. It's like I said, they just came out with a new feature.
Oh, hold on, John. You're cutting in and out there just a little bit.
So
get you sat down in your regular spot here again. So go ahead now.
All right.
Well, you're cutting in and out again, John. And there you're back and forth. Where's your spot? Find that spot. I know you're at deer camp right now, and cell service is what it is sometimes. So
yeah, how's it now?
It's still a little scratchy, but we can kind of hear you.
Well,
there you are.
I don't know if the sun moves.
I don't know.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Check. 1, 2, 1,
there
2.
you are. Go. Yeah.
Okay. Now I am like a statue. So it's a subscription to base map, which is the whole United States. You get every state. All kinds of layers. It's like I said, it's a definite game changer when it comes to hunting. So, and glad to give away a couple of those.
Well, the second one we're going to give away, and because we're doing this, is the second one because both of these text messages came in at the same time. Kim Rosso down in Harriet, South Dakota. Here, we're going to give you one too, and I do have another pair of the Savage Arm glasses. So, I'll send you mine. And then I'll give you both of you winners here, Tom and Kim. I'll give you guys, I'll send John your guys' numbers, and then he'll get in touch with you because that's done through the email. It's the easiest way that way, isn't it?
Right. And then I just got my email or text from my base map, and he said if I can get their emails, that's the easiest way to do it. They just give me their emails, and then they'll get set up.
Okay. So Kim and Tim. Tom and Kim, if you want to text me your emails, I'll just make it easier for you guys. That would be nice and easy that way. So, hey, John, deer, first off, speed goat hunting. You guys go down to Wyoming and you just hammer it out the first weekend I seen.
We did. It was a fast trip. We had a little bit different. Jason's mom was going through some medical, so Jason stayed home. Shelby, we're in the process of moving her out to Sheridan because she's back in college for dental hygiene. Mm-hmm. And it was just Kurt and I went out there. And then we had friends of ours from Minnesota, Beth and Philip Stotterall, who are big help. They've helped with our bow hunting camp, and they have never like that. And they came out, and she was able to shoot an antelope. She sat the first day, they saw goats all morning, but none of them came to them. And when she actually left the blind at about 7 in the evening, probably never do this again. It was mentally, she said, the toughest thing she's ever done. It was 90 degrees, and Kurt and I, by 1 o'clock, we had 50 some antelope come in, and finally the one that was probably the biggest one in the area came in, and he kind of rattled me a little bit. Came in at about 6 yards, and I shot because he was right below me, and let down, moved up to the front of the edge of the chair to get a little higher, drew back, and settled the pin on him, and I looked down, and it looked like it was going to be clean, and then the wind came up, which it hadn't done, a big gust of wind, and it just spooked all the antelope. So at that point in time, I kind of lost my composure and was kind of mentally defeated because we'd been sitting there, and I wanted to shoot that antelope, and he went up and sat on the top of the, ended up coming back down. And as soon as he stopped, I asked Kurt if he's on him, and I probably punched my a bit, but wasn't the shot I wanted to make, but I spined him. So I will take that. Sometimes you take what you get.
Yeah.
He was a beautiful antelope. So it was a good trip. And then I finished off by shooting a doe at 30 yards, and I pinwheeled her. So it made me, we had a quick trip down there, and got antelope.
You got two tags you can do in Wyoming?
Yeah, you can buy up to 4 tags.
Nice.
I think four doe tags.
Okay.
And the buck tags are a little expensive. It's about, I think it cost me $450 for both, and the doe tag $17.
Wow.
So yeah. So and the rancher we hunted on had never told us that shoot 2.
There you go, John. You found a little dead spot there. You said
Okay.
Yeah, you said the rancher said what about that now?
Never told us in the past that we could shoot. I guess I never asked, and he said, "You guys can shoot a couple does if you want."
Nice.
And that's all he had to say. And I bought that extra doe tag. So it was, like I said, it was a good trip. We always have fun. We were just watching the video last night. Super. It made it for a little bit.
Yeah.
They had no water anywhere.
A little bit dry down in Wyoming, is it? Well, tell you what, we lost John here again a little bit. John, we got to get you in a high chair.
Okay.
There. Now you're back with me.
All right. When we get to the next break, I'm going to have you call the other phone because this one ain't working.
Well, we got a couple minutes here. We got to fill in, so that's no problem. We can do that. But yeah, so $400 and some odd dollars plus $17 is all it costs you for the doe tags. And what are the, just the population? I noticed going down to the hills last, was it 2 weeks ago? When you're driving south of Bowman all the way to Spearfish, there's a lot of damn pronghorn out there right now. And is it like that all the way into Wyoming too?
The population actually has dropped because they've got a disease that has gone through on the antelope, and it's gone from Wyoming, Montana, and it's it begins with an M. I'm not sure, but it started in like February through about till April. So when I went down there scouting, I probably found a dozen dead antelope that, had been laying there for quite again, had been dead for a few months. And I know I want to say the northern units of north of Gillette, like 7, they had an article about they lost 500 antelope. I would say that was probably, 3 to 4 times more than that. Friends that hunted out there, and they said they didn't see a lot of antelope like they normally do. In our area, we still saw a lot of antelope because there's so many, but a lot of them are dead.
Wow.
The rancher said that he found 4 or 5 really good deer, antelope, and he thought maybe someone shot him because he hadn't heard about that disease. I told him about that disease. He said that makes sense. And the antelope we saw, there was a lot of young antelope, a lot of young, probably 2-year-olds, and not many mature bucks. So, again, it was.
Yeah. Well, John, we're going to switch out your phones here. So stay on the line here for me here. I'm going to turn you down here as we're up against our next break, but keep on the line. I'll get that next phone number from you, and we'll see if we can get a better connection coming up here. Hey, KLTC in Dickinson, KCJB Minot, KFYR in Bismarck, KOLY in Mobridge, and KGFX in Pierre. We'll be back on those great radio stations as we continue Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
This fall, Pfeiffer's has all of your land and equipment needs covered. Join Pfeiffer's Auctioneers for the 15th annual Western Dakota Land Auction, October 20th through the 23rd, for 9 incredible land auctions with over 300 acres in Mound Trail, Dunn, Billings, Grant, Hettinger, Slope, and Perkins counties. Also, Pfeiffer's fall equipment auctions are plush with unbelievable equipment throughout the upper Midwest. Join Pfeiffer's for exceptional retirement auctions in Bowman, Steele, Hazelton, Fargo, and Gackle, North Dakota, Burgess, Minnesota, and Bison, South Dakota. Full details and online bidding is available at Pfeiffer's.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust Foundation Female Program is now accepting applications from area youth enrolled in 7th or 8th grade. The Foundation Female Program was established to award recipients with an interest-free loan to purchase 5 bred heifers and assist youth in establishing their own cattle herd. For more information, qualifications, or to apply for a chance to receive a 0% APR loan, please visit your local Dakota Community Bank and Trust or go to dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
The North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora is open for the 2020 summer season. All safety precautions have been taken, with social distancing guidelines enforced and hand sanitizer stations in place. Come see the beautiful new displays for 2020, including the amazing bronze collection in the Hall of Honorees. Shop our wonderful gift shop with merchandise available celebrating 25 years of the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame. We'd love to see you at the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame in historic Medora.
These are challenging times for our state, but the North Dakota oil and gas industry wants you to know they're coming back better than ever. The Bakken is still one of the best energy resources in the world and will be for generations to come. And through it all, the oil industry remains committed to developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. This message is brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Council.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors continues. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Good to have you along here across the Dakota Territory and all around the world here on my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. So if you ever want to see any of these Saturday interviews later on, you can sure do that. Hey, the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame Golf Scramble next Thursday. And granted, they said they're all filled up, but I'd still call them. If you want to get in on that, you sure can. And I tell you what, John Arman here is my guest. We have a new cell phone, so we'll see how this goes, John. But wildlife and golf courses, you sometimes see, geese on there. You see, in Bully Pulpit, we see bull snakes and rattlesnakes and deer. But, when it comes to golfing, I'm not very environmentally safe when I start swinging a club. And I think I get in more trouble when I go out golfing than I do if I were to just, go tear up some natural prairie here and start farming it. Maybe I think I don't know.
If you leave the beer cart back, you'd probably do better.
No, there's no beer involved. There's no beer involved.
Wait a minute.
No, when
you have to have beer, otherwise it's just too frustrating of a game.
I've never drank a beer and golfed a day in my life.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Then if you get a great shot, it's even greater. And then if you get a bad shot, it's because you drank too much. Then you have excuses.
Well, if you believe me, I should start running for politics then. Hey, deer hunting, archery season is underway. Elk season is underway. I found that out yesterday. I was hauling hay, and there's a very skinny trail going north of my place here to get to another hay field. And granted, the game warden told them that they cannot park off trail, but let me tell you how close a semi and a hay trailer can get to the side and the paint of a very fancy white GMC pickup. It got pretty close there a few times. So,
yeah, this again, we talk about it. Respect. Understand that you're out there in someone's world where they're working and they got to get a job done. If you got your vehicle parked somewhere,
well, here's the thing. If they would have left the keys in it, I would have moved it. Like all it needed to be moved was like 20 feet because I had a tree on one side and I could not get away from that tree and the branches. So I had to. It was close, but no pinstriping on their pickup. But it was darn close to it. But you can tell the season is opened up. I mean, people are in this area. With all the federal ground that we have and public stuff all around us. It's definitely busy. There's a lot more traffic. Well, I just ask everybody that's listening to this show, no matter what part of North and South Dakota you're listening to or anywhere, it's dry, and please be careful and not start any fires. That's all I'm asking, because we really need the winter grazing as much as we can have right now.
Yeah, nope, absolutely.
Hey, email or text comes in and says, happened to be in Runnings, Bismarck yesterday afternoon, and the background check website crashed. That was an earlier one. Here we are. Are we seeing any blue tongue or EHD or whatever they call it these days? Found a couple of dead bucks. What have you been hearing, John? Because a buddy of mine south of Scranton said he found one, but he doesn't think it was blue tongue, but it's hard to tell right now. What have you been hearing anything?
I have not heard of anything, and we haven't seen anything down here. I haven't, again, usually we would see them along the river, and we haven't seen them, but we don't get hit there, down here very often. And if we do,
because you got fresh water coming through that river too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I haven't heard of anything yet.
Okay. I've seen an article that says that there's a potential for it. Whether or not, I haven't heard a lot of people, but you got to remember, most of the wheat and durum and like the small grains crops have been harvested now, but I think most everything's moved into the corn and the sunflowers and those bigger crops now. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing anything until they get, I don't know, was it 6 weeks out from that harvest? So who knows until we get into that.
Yeah. And I haven't heard of any outbreaks online, like in Iowa and places like that, like they usually have. So hopefully everybody's made it through it, because I've watched some of those places and absolutely devastates. It's funny how they talk about CWD. Yeah. CWD kills things, in 3 to 4 years. EHD kills them like now. And I mean, some of those guys lost 70% of their herd.
Yeah. We can go off on the CWD farce too. I think that's kind of like coronavirus. It's seriously, it's there. Yeah, it's out there, but
don't think it's as deadly as people are worried about. But anyway, deer season, archery, you guys said you had a little bit, yes, last night, but you got to do some tracking on it. I don't know if you want to share that or not.
Well, I sat by myself, and I had an absolutely, we were rat race getting down here, and Kurt and Jason got down late, and we sat. I had just a great sit. I had deer walking by me, hitting the Asgrow beans big time, and the buck I wanted is 30 yards in front of my other blind. So he came out. He's still in velvet, beautiful deer. It's just one of those deals. I knew it was a guesswork which side he was going to come out. You got to hunt the wind, and I did, and had a great sit. And Kurt and Jason, I got a text from them early, and Kurt shot one, and he thought he 10-ringed it, but it looks like it might be just a little bit low. So we found blood, and it's just a lot of cover. So we're going to go up there and see what we can do. And we had talked about it. If anybody out there, maybe text me at 701-391-2438 if you have a great deer tracking dog. And again, I know everybody's got dogs, but it's one of those deals as someone that's got experience in it. We may need that dog because we don't want to lose this deer. And, it was cool last night. So we still have a chance if the coyotes didn't get him that we'll have good meat and cape and everything there. So.
And North Dakota has okayed the use of tracking dogs now, which is kind of a win. I think it's a big win.
Oh, huge. It's one that we have talked about in the past, that, a dog, you're not pursuing the deer. You're tracking a dead deer. Mm-hmm. And you have to, I think the law is that you have to keep them on a leash. And so they're not running, rampant chasing deer all over. But, it's no different, I guess, than pheasant hunting or whatever. You got good dogs, you got bad dogs. And that's why you keep these on a leash. So if it is wounded, he's not running it through the countryside.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we're hoping we're going to find them dead up there. There's a lot of cover. Even as dry as things are, last night I was like, you get in there, it's like you're in a jungle.
Yeah. Well, I tell you again, if anybody has a good deer tracking dog, 701-391-2438, text John. Yep. And, that's one thing that we, any sportsman hates to do is not be able to collect on that deer, no matter what it is. Even if the coyotes do get it, which sucks, you still want to go recover it. Yeah.
Like I said, look at us last year with Shelby's deer. A week later, going through that hoopla, what it puts, closure. You want that meat. That's why you're killing that animal, is to eat that meat.
Yep.
And and if you can't, I've shot them before, and marginal shot, had to leave them overnight, come back, and they're smoked off by coyotes. But you do everything in your power. Good bow hunter knows if you're not sure on your shot, you back out. When in doubt, back out and give them some time, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, as far as finding your animal intact. But that's just nature. Coyotes are in there cleaning things up, and hopefully we can find this deer and maybe only got a little bit eaten off them or nothing eaten off them.
Yeah. So are you seeing any of the deer starting to rub yet?
Oh yeah, we from what I saw, about 70% of them have lost all their velvet. There was a couple of them sparring out there. One beautiful buck that I filmed was, he could tell he just lost his velvet. He had that kind of red tint to his antlers. And I'm sure, they're rubbing on trees, and, like I said, they start preparing right now. Things change with that velvet drop, and they start getting a little frisky, and pretty soon October comes and they're hammering trees and building up those neck muscles, and it won't be long and we'll be into the rut.
That's the same thing as humans. You go all winter and you grow that beard, and then as soon as you shave it off in the springtime, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something like that, Scott. As we're talking, I'm looking at Levi Nelson's grubby little beard he's got going. He woke up this morning. He had to cut his hair this year. He had it real long, and he actually looked pretty good. And he had a beard going, and then he had an interview, so he cut it, and he looked and shaved his beard, and he looked like a 12-year-old school kid. And now he's growing it back. And this morning we woke up, he looked like Teen Wolf. He had so much hair on top of his head sticking straight up, and he got that big beard. So I'm looking at his ugly face right now.
Oh, yeah. It's funny how I remember him when he was pretty young, going up and getting your guys' autographs, and now he's actually working with you. That's pretty good.
No, he's a good kid. He's tore up with his deer hunting stuff. His dad probably doesn't appreciate his relationship with me sometimes because Levi seems like it's always thinking about his deer instead of cows. But he worked hard this summer. He was working a full-time job, and then he'd get done there and go haul hay all day, all night, get up at 4 o'clock. And he did that over and over while he was scouting deer. And he put in soybeans, and he's got some good deer on camera. So he's just waiting. He's never killed a buck with his bow. And he's definitely put the time in. So hopefully it happens this year.
Huh. Well, that's good. I'm just finishing up a text message here. So this is what's nice. People are interacting no matter where we're going here. So again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, the toll-free number if you want to be on the radio show is 888-9-DAKOTA. That's 888-932-5682 if you want to get in on the conversation and talk with John and myself. Or you can text me your questions, 701-425-6651, and go that route. So John, what we need to do is head to South Dakota and do some archery antelope down that way. Maybe even some archery deer. A buddy of mine's got some land in South Dakota, and he's got some pretty stud whitetail down there.
I'd love to. We have talked about it. We just got to do it.
Yeah. And then one time you need to have a coyote show, just once.
Oh yeah.
The first set of the season is always the easiest filming with those young pups.
Well, and I did it one year with some kids, and they were good, but I think we set up like 7 or 8 times, and it just was one of those. Nothing worked.
Yeah.
But we could do them. We could do one down here, just sitting on a hill.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's definitely no shortage of these coyotes. The other night I was in Bismarck. I had my window open, and I know they were on my lawn. They scared the bejesus out of me because they lit up in the backyard, and then we have that big Pyrenees dog who started howling and going nuts in the house. And I was like, holy cow. And I yelled out the window, and they still kept yipping. I had to go out the screen door.
You have a Pyrenees dog in your house?
Yeah. My wife.
What?
Yeah.
When did you start raising sheep?
Well, yeah, here's the deal. I had labs my whole life. My labs passed away. She was working up at the clinic where there was a pet store. Uh-oh. And she ended up finding a wiener dog that someone was getting divorced, so she saved that dog. And then she found a corgi in the pet store, and he was sick, so she saved that dog. Okay. And then she bought the Pyrenees from down here from Voight's, down by Flasher, to protect the little dog. So we had a motley crew, but I'll tell you what, those Pyrenees are absolutely amazing. When a turkey vulture flies over an eagle, they freak out. I'm like, why are they doing that? Well, eagles prey on sheep, and that dog protects them from that. And if there's coyotes, I'll tell you, she just goes. If you let her run, she'll come back bloody.
Unbelievable. Well, I think the Arman place south of Bismarck should start getting into the sheep side of things. I really do. Put a fence up and get into that high dollar wool market.
Hey, buddy. When I was a kid, we had six bummer lambs, and they were the coolest thing in the world until they went down in the bottoms and got in the cockleburs. And I'm telling you, you ever seen a wool colt that was one solid cocklebur? When we shaved those things, it was like just a cocklebur bed. Yeah. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how messy they got.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You see some people talk about sheep. They just want to find a place to curl up and die, too. So, and then you get other people. I mean, there's still a lot of sheep ranchers out there, John. You go on the western side of North and South Dakota, there's a lot of sheep out there. So,
oh, yeah.
I ain't going to say too much about them because I don't know much about the sheep side of things.
Well, take example, Alvin Cordell, who we hunt with, has got one of the nicest, biggest ranches I've seen. He started in the day with his dad back in, the 30s or 40s or whatever, started with, a few acres and sheep. And Alvin was a sheep shearer, and they raised sheep, and they still probably have some right now. Yeah. But, now he's running 600-700 head of cows, on a beautiful ranch. So I think a lot of those ranchers may have cut their teeth on sheep back in the day. You know, I don't know if they were worth a lot more money then or what it was. I don't know a lot about them, you know.
Well, there was a lot of sheep in my country where I lived here too. I mean, you look back in the history of the Slope Saga. I mean, almost everybody had sheep at one portion of the time back here. But yeah. So coming up, I've had one of my neighbors got a once in a lifetime elk tag. So he was up here the other day. We were doing some scouting and saw absolutely nothing, including no deer either. I was scouting for deer. He was scouting for elk, and we saw nothing. I have two guys that call me that have cow tags. And so what I do, John, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, but instead of those guys coming out every day, I just tell them, you're on my list, and if I see something in the morning or at night, I will give you a call. And be ready to come down, because you know how fast elk move. They just they can be here one day, and then it's going to be 2-3 weeks before you see them again. And they just don't always hang out in the same spot all the time. But so, I mean, people are excited. You know, this Corona thing, I'm thinking more and more people are going to be out doing some outdoor hunting. And I mean, we have dove season open up, grouse and partridges on the way here. A mountain lion season is opened up now in North Dakota anyway. So hunting season is upon us. It's that time. So heck yeah.
No, it's, I've talked to guys in the outdoor industry, and the hunting or the fishing license and even hunting license have gone up quite a bit with the Rona, because people are spending more time outdoors, which again is a definitely a good thing. People kind of getting back in touch with what they grew up with. So that's nice to see.
Yeah, I like it.
You know, and
I do.
Yeah. And we're lucky because we have a beautiful state that has a little bit of everything.
Yeah. You know,
whether you like to fish or hunt.
Pretty lucky. You know, you say it's beautiful state. I consider North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana, and even Wyoming, I call that the four corners of the best hunting that you could possibly ever get.
Oh, absolutely. You know, right now, like I said, Shelby's down in Sheridan. Sent me a picture last night. She caught her first trout on a fly rod.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, her boyfriend went into one of the sporting goods stores, and they told them how to do it, and they bought a rod, and they caught fish. And she loves fishing, and
so
she's down there fly. They caught some fish.
Yeah. So you're getting to the age, John, where you're going to have to look at, saving up for a wedding pretty quick.
Well, like I said, it's part of the, as I get older, I've said this, there's nothing great about getting old. I've yet to find one thing that's good. You got pressure now, you got this problem, that problem, your foot hurts, your knee hurts, and you got to pay for weddings, and then you got grandkids running around, and pretty soon you're in the ground. So it's like, I'm trying to enjoy life as much as I can.
That's no way to end the show right there on that note. Come on, man. There's got to be something exciting going on here in life. Just think of all the wisdom you can pass on to other people now.
And I think they call that BS, Scott. I've always said that's how I've gotten through life. I was good, and I got the gift of gab, and I'm able to BS my way through anything. It's just one of those deals. Yeah. Some people are born with intelligence, and I'm born with, I'm not sure what my talent is.
Well, filming and teaching kids. I mean, you got to look at that. I mean, a lot of people don't know you're a school teacher, so that's a huge thing, man. I appreciate everything you put into the education system, and not only that, but education on the television side too. But hey, last 40 seconds, John, if people want to get in touch with you, because you and I always give our numbers out, and we have no problem talking to folks. What is that?
Yep, absolutely. If anybody wants to, reach out, emails are online. Our phone number's online, 701-391-2438. Always willing to talk shop. Anything you want to talk about, even if you got a complaint, I got no problem, talking about it. And we'll start airing our shows here, I think the second weekend of October, because the Bison are playing the first weekend on KFYR and NBC, and then on Midcoast Sports. All right. So we will be rocking and rolling.
All right. John Arman, Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Have yourself a good weekend. Eat some meat, drink some milk out there. All right. Stations, thank you so much. Appreciate it. John, once again.
Thank you, buddy.
Fast, easy show here. We text came right at the end. It said 5 dead whitetail deer, 22 miles northwest of Mott, 1 confirmed EHD.
Okay.
So there you go. There you have
buddy.
it.
Well, we're gonna go look for a deer. Hopefully, wish us luck on that.
All right, man. You have
I'll
yourself.
let you know how it goes.
All right, and I screenshotted these guys' emails and phone numbers, and I'll send them your way.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
You bet. See ya.
Bye.
There we go. All right, YouTube. You have yourself a good day. You. See you next week.